The automotive world is in shock. Matt Armstrong has just fabricated every single part that Bugatti refused to sell him, and the Chiron is now dangerously close to running for the first time since the crash. Bob has replicated chassis damage that Bugatti claimed could only be repaired under factory conditions. The interior has been transformed into a one-of-one purple and white custom build. And Matt has just exposed something far bigger than a repair job, that the so-called exclusive Bugatti airbags are shared Volkswagen Group components. The exact thing that Mate Rimac publicly denied. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe, because Matt Armstrong didn't just rebuild a Chiron. He may have just exposed the entire closed parts system behind one of the world's most exclusive cars. Now let's slow this down and actually break down everything that happened. The story starts with a wrecked Chiron. Not lightly damaged, heavily damaged. Front-end impact, twisted aluminum structure, deployed airbags, and a car that Bugatti said would require specialist repair facilities available in only a handful of locations worldwide. Their position was clear. This kind of structural work simply cannot be done outside their ecosystem. And then it ends up in a normal workshop, with Bob standing there like it's just another fabrication job. No factory tooling. No Bugatti technicians. No special authorization. Just standard equipment, experienced hands, and a willingness to figure it out. Bob starts by cutting away the damaged aluminum section, carefully preserving the crash bar mounting point underneath. Then he applies heat, slow, methodical, patient, until the twisted metal begins to relax back into shape. He assesses the damage carefully, working through what needs to come out and what can be saved. The welds holding the damaged section are fewer than he'd typically find on a Lamborghini or Bentley, which actually works in his favor. Less to cut through. More access to work with. Then he does the thing Bugatti said shouldn't be attempted outside their facility. He fabricates the entire chassis leg box section from scratch. Corner by corner, piece by piece, matching aluminum grade, rebuilding structural geometry, checking alignment at every stage. For corners completed. Then the center section. Reinforcement panels welded in. Crash bar mounting plate added. Fresh threads tapped into new metal. When it's finished and dressed back, you genuinely cannot tell where the damage was. The repair is invisible. And the uncomfortable truth for Bugatti is that Bob didn't need their facility, their tooling, or their approval to get there. He just needed skill and time, and he moved on like it was routine. While the chassis work is underway, the interior story begins on a separate track, and this is where the car stops being repaired and starts being completely reimagined. Matt strips the entire interior. Black leather, Alcantara bronze trim, all of it comes out. Then E3 Custom steps in, and everything changes. The brief isn't restoration. It's transformation. Purple leather on one side, white on the other. Custom laser-cut patterns designed digitally, transferred through vinyl stencils, then painted directly into the leather surface, layer by layer. Heat applied, vinyl peeled back, pattern revealed, permanently embedded into the material itself. The seats are recut using the original foam as templates, then stitched back together with fresh precision stitching. Slowly, the interior starts looking nothing like what left the Bugatti factory. It becomes something deeply personal, almost prototype-level custom work. Even that original bronze trim, which was nearly swapped out entirely, earns its place back in the finished design. Against the purple and white, it becomes a contrast detail rather than something to replace. The result is a Chiron interior that has never existed before, and likely never will again. But the real turning point in this build comes with the airbags. Matt pulls the passenger airbag from the Chiron's dashboard and finds something he wasn't expecting, a Volkswagen Audi Group part marking. Part number visible on the unit, 8V8804H. He cross-references it, and it traces directly to an Audi A3 airbag. Not a similar component. Not an inspired by design. The same part lineage. This is significant, because Mate Rimac had already addressed this publicly, suggesting the airbag wasn't the same unit you'd find in a regular Volkswagen Group car. His implication was clear: Bugatti components are bespoke, engineered specifically for the Chiron, and not interchangeable with parts from the broader group. So Matt does the simplest test possible. He orders an actual Audi A3 airbag. When it arrives, the side-by-side comparison is striking. Same backplate geometry, same connector layout, same part numbering pattern ending in 204. Matt fits it into the dashboard, bolt alignment checks out, the connector seats properly, the physical fitment is exact. The Audi A3 airbag works in the Chiron. That's not a theory anymore. It's not speculation. It's a Volkswagen Group airbag sitting inside one of the most expensive cars ever built, fitted correctly and functioning as intended. The conversation shifts from forum debate to physical proof sitting inside the car. Then comes the steering wheel airbag, and this one takes a different path entirely. Matt finds a component marking on this unit, 105652. That trace doesn't lead back to Volkswagen at all. It leads to Aston Martin. Rather than waiting indefinitely for Bugatti to supply a replacement, Matt transfers the explosive module into the rebuilt steering wheel structure after E3 Customs carefully repairs the weakened leather sections around the airbag deployment points using laser cutting. Everything is seated back into the housing methodically, no shortcuts, no rushing, and it clicks into place. An Aston Martin airbag, fitted into a Bugatti Chiron. And the implication is straightforward. These are not exotic, Bugatti-exclusive safety systems engineered in isolation. They are shared automotive safety components, adapted, reused, and sourced across manufacturers wherever the geometry and spec align. The exclusivity story around Bugatti parts begins to look significantly different when the components themselves tell another story. Meanwhile, another critical piece of the puzzle gets resolved in the background: the cooling system. The radiators arrived with the car in a state of serious damage, completely destroyed on impact. Rather than attempting to source replacements through Bugatti's official parts network, a process that had already proven costly and slow throughout this build, Bob goes a different route. He sources radiator cores from a commercial supplier. Same dimensions, same flow capacity rating. Then he machines the mounting brackets from scratch, fabricates the hose interfaces, and rebuilds the entire cooling assembly around the new cores. When the system is installed and pressure tested, it holds. The Chiron has a functioning cooling system built entirely outside Bugatti's supply chain. A small leak does appear later, traced to a seam on one radiator core, damaged during transport rather than from any design failure in the build itself. It's a setback, but not a structural one. The system works. The principle is proven. With the chassis repaired, the interior fully assembled, airbags installed, and the cooling system functional, everything starts converging toward a single moment, the first startup attempt since the crash. Bob tightens the final radiator mounts. Hose routing is checked and confirmed. Brackets are aligned. The electrical systems are reconnected and tested. Inside the car, the seats are installed, the dash is complete, the steering wheel is fitted, and even custom trim pieces, fabricated from scratch to replace parts missing since the car arrived at auction, are in place. The Chiron looks complete. Purple and white leather, bronze accents catching the light, everything tied together into a build that didn't exist 6 months ago and couldn't be ordered from any Bugatti configurator in the world. The pressure test on the cooling system goes in. Air enters the system. It holds, until a faint hiss tracks back to that damaged core section. Not catastrophic, but real. And for the first time in the entire build, there's a genuine setback that needs addressing before the car can run to temperature. And here's where everything lands. Bugatti said independent structural repair wouldn't realistically be possible. Mate Rimac publicly pushed back on the component sharing story. But what's sitting in front of us is a rebuilt Chiron, fabricated chassis, mixed OEM airbag sourcing, re-engineered cooling system, and a completely custom interior that has never existed anywhere before. Bob did the chassis work Bugatti said required their facility. The airbags came from Audi and Aston Martin, not from Bugatti's exclusive parts catalog. The radiators were built from commercial cores and hand-fabricated brackets. And the interior was stripped to bare metal and rebuilt into something entirely new. Maybe the real story here isn't that Bugatti was defeated. It's that the idea of the modern hypercar as an unrepairable, closed ecosystem, one that only the manufacturer can service, only the manufacturer can supply, and only the manufacturer can approve, is far more fragile than the marketing suggests. Skilled fabrication changes what's possible, and the Bugatti Chiron is now one step away from running to temperature for the very first time since the crash.